can put ChatGPT. Uh, yeah. So you can always put a new tab and put ChatGPT there. So you you learn from the course. Come here on ChatGPT and ask your curious question about the same topic, whatever you are learning. Also tune ChatGPT in such a way that you can say, I am so and so student. I have taken, this is my background. Always give me example practically, and few of those understanding you should give it to ChatGPT, and then start asking question about the topic what you are learning. So what will happen with this is the the course will cover certain topics, and now you are going one layer deeper into those topics and learning in your own, at your own pace and your own level. So the learning becomes much more in depth. Okay. And this will be help, will be very much help. This will actually help you whenever you'll be facing interviews in future and things related to that. If things are inaccessible on the course, let's say for visually impaired people, a lot of, they might be teaching on whiteboard and things related to that. What you should be doing is you should always take screenshots of it and again give it to ChatGPT to explain it properly if things are available right away with you. So this is the way you can keep on learning maths uh, as the core. Once you're done a little bit with the maths, at least the understanding part of it, or at least the basics of it, I would suggest everyone should try to solve, what do you call, everyone try to solve, say, logical puzzles. Because the whole part of engineering and technology is creating logics. Okay. So take up some puzzles, like if it is a mathematical or numerical puzzle, that would be amazing. You should always try and grab those puzzles and try and be very curious to solve them and come to the conclusions. Okay. So, and that should be a part of your daily, say, every 15-20 minutes. You maybe, if there are apps available around, I use some of the apps now also to brush up my brain in a solution thinking mode. Okay. So those puzzles will always help you to uh, keep on nurturing your brain, that how to solve a particular thing. Or maybe always you should be always into the solution mode in general. That's how I prefer, and I tell, I guide every student to do that regularly. So solving puzzle is the best way to learn better logics. Okay. um, that could be the second step, which you should be doing almost every few days or every week or something of that sort. Okay. There could be puzzles which may require vision for solving them, uh, but it does not matter. You can choose puzzle which does not require vision. Maybe you can do it with your own mental maths and mental way of doing it. So that's the second step to progress in the STEM arena. Probably once you are good with some of these two topics, the next come is somewhere called, say if you are in a software side, you should be learning at least some part of coding. Okay. So what is coding? Coding is nothing but a piece of small software. You can take it as a simple app. Okay. Say Zoom is an app, that is a piece of software. Okay. So when you are learning coding, you would be developing certain things. And to be very frank, coding is nothing but a logical puzzle or logical piece joined together. That's coding. But in this particular case, whenever we say coding, it is pieces of software joined together to make a solution or a product. Say example, whenever you land up on a login page, so that's a login piece of puzzle, that you have to enter this email, you have to enter password, then there inside there is a code which will match both this. If it is matching, then you are going inside. If it is not matching, you are thrown outside, or you are asked to write the correct password. That particular thing is a simple if condition, right? I mean, simple, if it is match, okay, take it to the next page. If it is not match, okay, don't take it to the next page. Ask the user to enter something again. So how much how much intelligence does it require to build something like that? I believe if you start writing something, you may write in within few hours of it. Okay, so uh, bank on some coding platforms. The easiest language I believe these days are, uh, you can start off with, I would say, for coding, if you are starting, you can start off with no code platform first, that without any code you are just trying to build some buttons or some UI, something of that sort, without even coding. So that will give you some idea. You can start off with that, and once you have played hands-on with those, you can jump onto the real writing code. So if you're learning at the very start, I would prefer going with Python language, because that's my most easiest language and most adaptable language out there. And to the deepest level, if you want to learn, then go up to C language. C is the lowest level language in coding, but if you know C, you know almost everything. So sometimes I suggest for students, you should start with C and then slowly move C, C++, then JavaScript, and then Python. But if you if you don't want to learn the core of the language, the core of the programming, I would say you can go reverse as well. You can start with Python, then because it is much easier, you can do it much faster. And then if you want to learn more deeper coding paradigm, you slowly come down to C language. So once you are done with, say, maths, a little bit of understanding, then your puzzles and logical reasoning level problem solving, and then on top of it, no code platform related, you can make certain small toy play apps or some websites or something, and then you jump onto the real coding, which is, maybe you can start off with Python and you can play around with that. So that's the part of, say, I would say maths and engineering is done. Then technology is nothing but you know how to use multiple tools to solve a problem. Okay, say you are making a simple game, and that game require two player to communicate to each other. Okay, or say you are playing some game where you are shooting, or maybe you are, if even if not that, you are playing a game for visually impaired people. Audio games are there, right? So you need an audio input to be coming in, then it should transmit to the other person as well. So now you know a little bit of coding, and then you build this multiple pieces together. Say, okay, I need a communication module to record the sound, then I need a transmission module to send it over the signal or internet. Those particular thing would be used. uh, Once you know how to build all these things together, you are into you are using multiple technologies to solve a bigger problems. Okay, so this is the way, or you can, and this is, to be very frank, this could be this all this thing can go in parallel. You can solve little bit of maths per day, or do something. You can play with logical reasoning puzzles every day, or maybe to a particular set of time. Then play with little bit of coding. Then play with little bit of apps, or say probably games or whatnot, based on your skill set and your interest area. So this becomes like um at least for me, I mean, this becomes this is more like a dopamine hit. I call it. Basically, whatever you do, you get instant feedback and instant happiness. Oh, I have solved this. Oh, I did this particular thing. Oh, this button is working. So it can be very interesting at times. Science is the last part, which I would say, uh, unless and until you have a clear interest in certain particular things, uh, that's where the science really actually comes in, uh, at much higher level. So when you have certain degree of understanding on one of these topics, let's say you can go in details of communication sciences, you can go in details of electronic sciences, you can go in detail of artificial intelligence and whatnot. And on top of it, I mean, let me just jump back. When I'm saying engineering and technology, there could be so many end topics you can jump and get your career into this. If you know some fundamental basics, yeah, it could be hardware industry, it could be like you name it. Everything is sort of science and technology, engineering and technology, right? It could be say display industry where you might be looking towards TVs and whatnot. It could be communication where you might be working on 5G, 6G, 7G, whatever is future is coming. It could be artificial intelligence where you might be building on some softwares which help you recommend do something. ChatGPT is one of the prime example of AI and artificial intelligence, right? You can create your own ChatGPT after a few days. You just need to keep on practicing few of these topics, and after a few days, you can actually create your own. You can actually train a small ChatGPT software which will answer based on your understanding. So that portion or that particular workshop, you can arrange with like-minded people. Um, so so that is the vast area of technology and engineering, and the sciences is like one layer above all of those. Like, okay, you want to go deeper into a particular topic now, that's where you start taking sciences as the core field and core topic. That's there. So yeah, I think this is the overall overarching umbrella of STEM and STEM related careers and education and whatnot. So any questions here?
If you have any questions, please ask. At no code websites, any suggestions you want to leave?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can share you a few after this talk. I'll just check the beginner level ones, because particularly one which I am using, which is a little heavy ones. I'll check the beginner ones and share it to.
Beginner, yeah, correct.
Yeah, yeah. You can in fact create apps as well with low code and no code platforms. So that could be very interesting fun. You can just create a simple game of putting a ball in basket, or if you are a visually impaired person, you can create games related to audios and or maybe wherever wherever the user is touching the phone, it can tell you which location you are at. Like similar to screen reader, you can simulate this similar feeling or thing and create a game on top of it. So those could be interesting actually, right? To kickstart. See, people, whenever you see something what you have built in your hands, right? It triggers your creativity a lot. That's what my experience is. Whenever I create a piece of software or an app or something, and I put in my phone and try it, that feeling is amazing. So, and that keeps you going about learning. So I typically learn by doing. Um, so whatever I learn, even it is a small piece of maths or something, I try to see where it is getting applied in my life, in what situation it is getting applied in my life. So that keen mindset you should always keep, and slowly things will turn around. And one last topic when we talk about uh, how to get jobs in this particular thing, I would say the easiest job when we talk about science or STEM stuff is software jobs. So whatever I told so far is everything related to softwares only. So software related STEM, I would say. So uh, try to learn using ChatGPT, try to learn using lectures, videos out there. And if you have any question wherever you are stuck, I can point out to right resources for you at whatever levels you are. But don't leave technology behind, because going forward, technology would be more like must have thing. Like we have language, right? We all have to learn a particular language, one or two or three language. Then we learn little bit of basics of maths and stuff. After a few years, all this engineering topics would be covered. Now itself, I am seeing that most of the topics are getting covered during school education itself. Say I saw some syllabus where in ninth or 10th standard they started coding related topics. In some of them they have started related to physical building and mechanical related topics. So as we move forward from here, from 2025, I would say STEM would be part of general curriculum. So don't get afraid of STEM. It is a beautiful world of STEM actually. So just be curious, and you'll keep on learning on this topic.
Saurabh, Arun here.
Yeah. So,
Just a thought, Saurabh.
mhm.
I know, you know, and maybe it's a stupid question, but
Mhm.
maybe you could, have a session on how to use ChatGPT better.
Yeah. Why not? Actually, it's not a stupid question. This actually important question. I'm giving a session in Oracle on making the best use of ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. Okay. So maybe you can actually have a session on, because a lot of people have know about it and know how to use it also, but there are a lot of us also who have just started and getting the know-hows of ChatGPT and how it can be made better.
Yes, no, I think this is a very interesting topic. I can cover it up in upcoming sessions someday, because even I am seeing this people are not making use of the complete capability of ChatGPT. Okay,
Yes,
then we get
yes.
disappointed that, oh, there's a lot of hype out there,
Mm.
and this particular thing is not working for me. I would say it is other way around. You have to learn to ask right questions to ChatGPT, and right capabilities. You have to unlock it to make the best use of it.
Maybe I'll personally take tuitions from you, Saurabh, because I need I definitely will take private tuitions from you because
Yeah,
I definitely want more knowledge about ChatGPT.
sure, sure, definitely. I think I can cover it up as a session, because as an and why it is more important, Arun, these days is because more and more models are getting generated. You may
Correct.
that, oh, ChatGPT 3.5 came, now they have released ChatGPT 4. Then on the Google side, we have Gemini 1, Gemini 2 has come up now, right? All these things
Oh,
you keep on hearing.
yes.
And all these models come with their own way of doing things. You ask the same question to ChatGPT, it will give different answer, and you just copy paste the same question to Gemini, it will give different way of answering.
Hmm.
Why it is happening? You, if you know the crux, you may land up onto a right platform for doing something, right? Uh, and then you can always set personas there, and there are so many. It's a complete topic itself to cover. I would.
Hmm. Maybe we should have a session. Justin, we should look at it probably one day when uh, Saurav is one of these club sessions. No, I'm sure lot many more people will end up coming to learn
100%.
ChatGPT also.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
also like I know it's a little funny question. So, which one do you think is best? Microsoft Copilot, Google Gemini, ChatGPT? So many things is coming up. So,
Yeah,
which
there
one
are
to
so.
use?
Yeah, so which one to use is a open-ended question. But for general purpose question, anything is almost okay. I would say ChatGPT, Gemini, both are equally good. If
What
you are
about Microsoft Copilot?
Copilot is nothing but ChatGPT in the background. Copilot is the product
Oh,
name, and
oh,
the
okay.
AI model is ChatGPT model. Okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
Okay,
if you are using Copilot, you are indirectly using ChatGPT.
okay, okay.
Okay. People have built layers on top of these models, right? So there is an intelligent model, and on top of it, there are products. Okay. So that's how it is being done. If you are using coding, the latest model called from a startup called Anthropic Claude, if you have heard of CLAUD, that is has turned out to be the best for coding related question answers. If you are into, say, uh, poetry, there is another piece of model which is just come up. If you are using image generation, like you are creating new images based on your imagination and the prompt, I would say Sora is the best model so far. So I can give, actually it is a topic of a talk properly. So
Okay, okay. Like now, since Microsoft Copilot is integrated with lot of applications also like Word, Excel, and all of those things.
yes.
So, is there any way we can get some training how to use this more effectively in our, day-to-day work?
Mm, Saurabh is the go-to person for that, but uh, I will give a training to everyone. That's not a big deal. But I'll search for a better course. I mean,
No, even
to
if you're willing to train, I'm perfectly okay with that.
no, I think if you need a more certified person to train you, I think there are courses towards. You can always start with prompt engineering course. I would say
What,
everyone
what, what? What engineering?
prompt engineering, PRO.
Prompt, PROMPT, prompt.
Prompt engineering. Okay.
Just Google or
Okay.
YouTube it, prompt engineering. Basically,
Okay.
the main aim is the prompting has to be done properly for all the this is a global topic. Even students should be doing this. So people go check out prompt engineering courses on YouTube and Google, maybe, or on Coursera. Coursera is a website where top university courses are available at very cheaper cost. So check for prompt engineering, and what you need to do is but wait, don't do it on YouTube, because YouTube is a lot of crap also is there in the name of this topic. So please don't, I don't recommend you go on YouTube and do it unless and until it is being recommended by someone expert in this field. uh, but on Coursera, you can go and type prompt engineering courses. You may find courses from Google. You may find courses from Stanford University. Those courses are really actually useful. Chandana, right? Chandana, for you,
Yes, yes, me only.
go with prompt engineering.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure, sure.
Once you are done with that, you will know how to manage all these models and stuff.
Yes, maybe I will also call you offline. I'm just planning something for my office as well, which I have
Mhm.
spoken to somebody. So just wanted to check if we can run at a corporate level. I'll talk to you offline about this.
100%. Yeah, yeah, we can
Yeah,
do that. Okay.
yeah.
More questions should come from students. See, these adults are asking all the questions.
Yeah, they know the right prompts.
They will say, sir,
Yeah.
this
Anybody
video.
has any questions? I know it has been a long session.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Sorry for
Yeah, no worries.
being little late, actually. Yeah.
Last
This
call.
is
Okay.
Hamish.
Okay.
First of all, I would like to thank you for this wonderful session.
Okay.
Uh, what I wanted to know is I'm fond of coding.
Okay,
So I did computer applications in my 11th and 12th standard.
very good.
So it's very basic coding. Like we had markup languages like
Yes,
HTML.
yes.
Very basic they are. So I'm very fond of coding.
Mm-hmm.
We had PHP, but to a very basic level.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to learn Python. So can you suggest some in what way I can learn? Because I got a course, but I cannot go into it because of the timing, and I got rejected in that interview. And so I really wanted to learn Python.
Okay.
I'm very fond of uh, coding and all, but uh, so can you suggest some ways of learning?
Yeah, so best way of learning Python is the cheapest way is go to YouTube, take a course, whichever you feel is the famous course in uh, a few YouTubers, which I know is there is a guy called Krish Nayak. You can note down his name. He has made a very good series of tutorials on Python. Then there is this person called Code with Harry, CODE, Code with HARRY, Harry. Code with Harry. That's another channel. I think he has also covered Python. I forgot one more guy. I missed. If I find, I'll pass on to Justin sir, and he may pass on to you. Um, so these are the fundamental ways to learn Python, and the best way to learn any coding is by doing. So whatever the person is teaching in the course, pause the video, go to your code editor, start typing code. Okay, that's the best way to learn any coding language per se. And if you don't understand few of the topics, open another window where you open ChatGPT and keep on asking question. Explain me this line, explain me that line. It is so good that it will explain you like a teacher, like a real human teacher. You can ask that, okay, this 5 lines of code this particular person has written. Can you explain me part by part? It will explain you very well. You can also say that, can you explain with certain examples, or how can I use this particular thing somewhere else? So if once you are there, right, it will once you start asking curious question to ChatGPT given a context, it will it will give you very cool answers, and you will keep on learning uh, throughout the course. So that's the learning part of it. Another way, once you learn a little basic, let's say if you have covered some 10-15 lectures, I would say start off with a simple problem statement in your head. When I say problem statement, it means just take it. I want to make a, say, to-do list. Okay, if to-do list, I don't know. Using Python or using your HTML example. Okay, or you can make a simple game if you want to, if that excites you. You can make a simple calculator. I mean, you can start from there. Make a simple calculator program or an UI related using Python in this one. Once you have that product, or maybe or the picture into your head, right? And then keep on nudging ChatGPT, saying that, oh, I want to make this much. I have written this much. What should I write next? That way you can keep on building on one layer on top of the other layer, and you'll be good at writing codes and learning Python as well together. And you said something that somebody has rejected you. Who? What is that?
Sorry.
You said that someone has rejected you something, right?
No, not like that, sir.
Okay, okay. Ah,
Uh, uh, just it was a course uh, conducted by like NAB. So I just applied a little late. I think so. I got the first call for interview, but I think my answers are like not satisfactory, I think so. So not like that, but there is some kind of while attending the interview, my call got
Got
like hung up. So I don't know what happened, but uh,
it.
I just called him back. So then he started asking questions. So I don't know whether there's some miscommunication or misunderstanding. So
That's
I just
okay. That's
got
completely okay. I would say you just go to YouTube. For Python, you need not to go anywhere. I mean, plenty of tutorials available on YouTube itself. If you just follow some playlist of some 20, 30, 40 videos, you will learn almost many topics in Python. So it's not a big, very hard language. It is very easy language to learn. If you have already learned this HTML and stuff, I think you will easily do good in Python.
Yes, sir. Can you suggest some code editors which are like
VS Code,
accessible for us?
VS Code.
Oh, okay, sir.
VS Code.
Yeah, that
Okay,
is
sir.
the world famous code editor, which is very accessible. It has some accessibility features as well. Even for that, you can take some, you just type VS Code accessibility on YouTube. Somebody would be definitely explaining you using JAWS screen reader or NVDA or even VoiceOver as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Can we find courses from like Coursera or
So I would say for
website?
Python, you did not to do anything. Unless and until you want a certificate or something, go to Coursera. Okay, see, this is the way I follow, and I give this suggestion to all the students as well. That first don't go to Coursera because it will be keep on asking you payment and other stuff. Uh, okay, if you have a college ID or something, the payment would be waived off on Coursera. But I would say, especially for coding related topic, first to check on YouTube because there are plenty good material available on YouTube which is free of cost. First, brush up and gain interest, gauge your speed of learning and everything. Once you are done with YouTube related courses, then go to Coursera or Udemy. These are two one of the famous. There are so many others, but these are two go-to places. Go to Udemy or Coursera, then take the similar course and directly apply for the exam. You need not to go through the lectures again because you already know from YouTube. Directly go to exam section uh, or whatever the way they want to give certificate, directly appear for the exam and grab your certificate. So that is much easier and faster way to grab a certificate rather than going through Coursera, completing each course at a time and whatnot. And by chance, if you fail in completing the exam or something, then you can think of going back to the course and see which area is your weaker area. You only take those 5, 6 lectures, go back to the exam again, apply for it, and then you'll get the certificate. Because certificates are very important these days to prove yourself that you know something on this topic. Okay, because only
Sir.
way you will gain a lot of knowledge, no doubt about it. But to prove to someone, let's say you give me your resume to me, and if I don't see a legitimate certificate like from Udemy or Coursera or someone, I will always be in little doubt whether you know the real coding or not, or real Python or not. Correct? So first grab a lot of knowledge free, and then go to these platforms and appear get certificates.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so who else are there with us? Let me ask. Suri Babu. Suri Babu is there?
Hello, sir.
Hi, sir. So ask a question.
Yes, I want.
Suri Babu, okay, let me ask a question to you. What are you pursuing now?
He's pursuing BCom.
BCom. Oh, great. So BCom is
Yeah.
good, right? You can just add
Yeah.
a little bit of coding there.
Yeah.
BCom. It would be much valuable going forward.
Yeah. He was asking Gokul all the questions.
Acha, so why not me?
Yeah, Gokul.
Sir,
Sorry.
sorry, sir. I had some noise, so that's why I took some time to come out there.
Acha, acha. Okay, okay. No problem.
So
Do you
you
have any
mentioned,
questions?
yes, sir, yes, sir, absolutely.
Yeah, tell me.
So you mentioned about like developing some applications, right? So
Yes,
while developing an application, we will have to write the code, right?
yes.
If we so suppose being a developer and one more thing as a blind, how you can uh, yeah, how you can evaluate the output.
Hmm. Hmm. So, very good question actually. So, how how to evaluate? Okay, there are two types of output. One is visual output. Okay, if you are writing some piece of software where vision is like, let's say you have placed two buttons, or there is a ball jumping on the screen or something of this sort. A simple game you might have made. Okay, so one way in coding, actually, many times, if your logics are very strong, you need not to even see the UI to evaluate the output. Okay, because I'll give you a easiest example. Let's say imagine your phone. Okay, and you have created a button at the bottom of the screen. Okay, yeah. Okay, you're getting the point. So, and now whenever you press that button, the ball has to jump one time and then come back. You have just created a virtual ball using a code, and it has to come back. So just imagine this particular UI in your head. When you write a code, all these placements, right, on the screen are done into a 2D map, which is your screen, which is like X and Y coordinates, you can say. Where the button is being placed, that is also defined at the right X and Y. Where the ball has to jump, that is also defined at right X and Y coordinates properly. So if you are a visually impaired person or maybe completely blind person and you cannot even see anything on the screen, still you can understand based on simple mathematical stuffs. Okay, how will you do that? Say at this particular X and Y location, if I am placing a button, okay, and then and this is the area, so you have to calculate the rectangular. A button is a rectangular form, right? So width and height would be there, right? So you can calculate the area. Okay, this big is the button of the complete screen. Then you are placing a ball on top of it. That is a circle. So the radius of the circle should not overlap with the rectangular circumference of the this particular thing button. And then you add the plus button functionality, press button functionality in your code, and the ball has to jump this many XY coordinates up and down. So many times you need not to even see the screen or the output, first of all. Even if you have to, some complex things you are building, even if you have to, I would say these days, take a screenshot, give it to ChatGPT and ask right away, straight away, that I want to do this and this. This is my piece of code. This is the screenshot of this, or maybe the output wherever you are writing, and say find the mistake and help me correct it. It will actually help you. So there is no barrier for even to seeing it. And last but not least, the way I do it personally, you write right amount of loggings, print statements, right? Thus, just by reading those print statement itself, you will understand, okay, my piece is working well or not working well. So these are the like multiple methods I told you. You have to use it into combination based on the complexity of the app you are building.
Yes, sir.
Then who else is there? Shweta is there. Shweta?
I
Sir,
think she
I am
left.
also sir, I am also interested in learning the maths,
Okay.
but I am poor at maths.
No, nobody is
So,
poor at maths.
sir, come again, could you please?
Actually, nobody is poor at maths. When you say you are poor at maths, you are not evaluating it right, probably. Because, okay, you go ahead. You can ask your question, then I will answer it. Yeah.
So could you suggest us any proper way of learning the maths? What is the the best way to approach the maths
See,
so
the
that we
best
could feel
uh,
comfortable
uh,
learning it.
the best way to approach maths is you just say, are you a visually impaired person or some other
Yeah.
problem?
I'm a 100% totally blind.
100% totally right. Okay, so the best way to learn maths is you start with geometry. Okay, and even in geometry, physical way of geometry. So when I uh, uh, say you should learn, because I'm also a visually impaired person. There, from that angle, I'm saying, but I'm not a blind by birth, so the experience would be different. But if I can imagine myself, if I want to learn today maths, being visually impaired now, I would start off with geometry in physical dimensions. Okay, by touching and feeling it. Okay, say example. Just take a simplest example. You have a rectangle, say a laptop or something, or a table. Now, if I tell you, please calculate the area of it. So you should be knowing that, okay, this is the length, this is the width, and you multiply with those, and then you get the area. So that is the fundamental of, then goes to rectangle, then circles and whatnot. All the physical things you can learn, because why I'm saying this with a clear conviction is that whenever I'm teaching maths to my daughter, which is she's 6 years old, I actually teach her with all these physical things. Although she is still sighted girl, but I I want to teach her by relating those, whatever she is learning in the class has to get converted to the physical world. So, and for people with vision impairment, physical world, touch and feel is much easier to grab. Once you're done that touch and feel, now you should look towards the equations towards it. So slowly you should be learning how to convert the same concept. Say if you're stacking 5 bricks, that's nothing but an integration problem. Okay. If you are taking away one of the brick from the stack, it is a what you call differentiation problem. So how this differentiation integration works? So start off with a basic geometry, then look towards algebra, and then look towards say higher degree ones, which are like integration, differentiation kind of solutions. So, and relate all of those with the physical world scenarios. And and also always want, you have to put imaginations as well while doing solving all those things. Most of the mathematical concept people teach in traditional schools, I would say, are crappy. They don't give you, they don't give the real physical world meaning of anything what they are teaching on the blackboard, or on the in the theory. And therefore, when you said that you are poor at maths, it's not because you are poor at maths, it's because the way it is being taught to you is actually crappy. So my recommendation to you is, whenever you are learning maths, or maybe, although maybe you are doing at certain graduation level BCom or something, you can go back and learn again, and learn by relating it to the physical things. I will actually, I'm in search of finding, because I have to, personally, I want to solve this maths problem for visually impaired people, because that's an uh, question to me as well as an AI scientist, how to solve this. Um, but my general sense is, start learning physically and then learn the equation. Don't go other way around. Otherwise, it will you will feel little tougher.
Saurabh, on a lighter note,
Yeah.
I need to tell you, at last now I found the reason why I'm so bad in maths. Because the teacher was bad.
Actually, it is, and I have covered this in one of my podcasts as well. One YouTuber has taken